One of my earliest memories living with type 1 diabetes was actually as a little kid, as I was diagnosed when I was 4, always loving this particular type of dessert. Certainly that always brought me a lot of joy, but then the challenges of living with diabetes meant that, you couldn't really enjoy all of those things that, you really wanted to. But, as a little kid, you don't always know, that the whys of things, and that certainly made it a bit challenging. So one of the moments that really gave me a lot of stress and kind of the consideration of, my diabetes was an incident in college. And this really kind of helped me to consider the impact that I was having on other people, especially, caregivers and loved ones, But there was a moment where I did a lot of, kind of activities and sports. And this was a session kind of late in the evening of going to the gym. Then I went back to my apartment. I was living with my girlfriend at the time. Apparently I didn't wake up till 5 p.m. the next day, and this was with like paramedics kind of standing over me. They were, they had done like a kind of a blood draw, and they were asking if, they needed to administer glucagon, but I guess miraculously had woken up. But considering certainly first how I physically felt, it's like a truck had hit me. I just felt like I was exhausted, kind of bruised. But then, over time, as I was kind of recovering over the next few days, I started to think about, how did that impact, like my girlfriend and how she was feeling? How did that impact like my parents when I think about all of the, considering kind of like the sacrifices they had made in order to help, and whether the decisions I was making, kind of like staying out late, certainly going out, having a good time with friends, but like, how are those going to impact, the people I cared about if, heaven forbid I, the next day, like hadn't woken up or, was incapacitated in some way. So it really caused me to pause and take a look at, my decision making, one, but then also what did I need to do to take better control of my diabetes along the way. So at Beta Bionics, so many of us are touched by diabetes, whether that's we're living with it, we have loved ones who live with it. It's difficult not to become emotionally and invested in everything that we're doing. So I think that that's really been one of our greatest strengths. That as a whole, our collective experience, collective wisdom, and kind of our hunger to get this to move this forward is a really great strength that allows us to kind of get together and really lock arms and move forward together.